Hello friends, welcome to Magic with Melly. It's another lunch reading. Today I'm having In-N-Out. Oh, I think that's really cool that they indicate the car on the number, on the receipt. 128, or you could be 28. You could be seeing 1s, 2s, or 8s. Yeah, In-N-Out. I was channeling a message about letting people in and out of your life. And the people who are meant to stay will stay. And they'll do the work necessary to stay in your life. I get spread. I like to put spread on my fries instead of the ketchup, because In-N-Out's the only place you can get the spread. It's essentially like, I heard it's kind of like putting a Thousand Island on your fries, but because of like whatever mixture is in it, I don't know. I just know it tastes good, and that's all you need to know about things sometimes. That's all you need to know about an experience. Is if it makes you feel good, then keep doing it. If it doesn't make you feel good, stop. Letting people in and out of your life is like, don't force anyone to stay if they don't want to stay. Some of you are creating karma by forcing someone to stay, manipulating people, thinking you know everything, entitlement. Like, just because someone was your boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't mean they're always going to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. Just because someone was in love with you doesn't mean they're always going to be in love with you. Seeing someone's true colors really fucking changes things. And you're allowed to, I don't know, there's this energy about in and out of someone's life. Someone was in and out as quickly as they were, like, they appeared quickly and then they left quickly, I think. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. I get pink lemonade lately. I do like to get like iced tea, but lately I've been on a lemonade vibe. Oh, I'm hearing Lemonade Mouth, that Disney Channel movie. You could have a message in that movie, or just you're reapproaching your inner teenager and inner child. There's healing work that your inner child did and your inner teenager did that maybe came across really misunderstood because of how powerful we are as kids and teenagers. Someone had a lot of anger in their teenage years, and I get that. My teenage years was a lot of bullshit I didn't have to deal with. Like, yeah, we do kind of have to deal with our parents. Yeah, we do kind of have to deal with our family. But the trauma that came through friends, I didn't have to deal with that. And that made me more angry than I already was. Betrayals, backstabbing, gossiping, smear campaigning. Ever since I was in the 4th grade. And then 5th grade, I met one of my supposedly best friends. And then the person who was hating me in the 4th grade just kind of leached onto every friend I made and influenced them. And there were people who were trying to enter my life, and I didn't let them. Because there were people who were supposed to be out of my life, and I kept them. There was something seriously wrong with forcing the energy there. I insisted to stay friends with some of these people, even when they were treating me like shit. And their karma showed them that they shouldn't treat me like shit. So it's like they would come around, but I think there was maybe they started to notice that me choosing them was protecting them and that they could get away to some degree with it. I'm hearing God hides he hides your blessings kind of as a test to see what you'll do when your blessings are right in front of you. I was one of the best friends you could ever have in that age, you know, providing a place to go, providing spaces to talk. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to just sugarcoat things. Because that's enabling behavior that shouldn't be enabled. I really got the short end of the stick a lot of the times because of my honesty, or even how much attention I got. It's just like I can't control how much attention I got. I was literally just physically different. But I got extreme good and extreme bad. Receiving extreme good made people jealous. Why does she deserve that? You don't know what it's like to be me. It's so fucking hard to be me. I guess in the past, nowadays I'm just me unapologetically, but it was hard to be me because I was struggling. But next to that struggle is strength. You can lean into your strengths. And it's just awful. In Algebra 2, I used to sit next to one of my friends, and she was fine as long as she was smarter than me. We mutually excelled. We both understood math very well. But there was one, it came to like, it was just much more visual, and she wasn't a visual learner, I guess. Just the way that she learned was different. And so it was like a 3D graph. And she was struggling with it. So I was like, trying to help her. I'm just stupid. Like, that's just how she would react to me. I'm just stupid. Fuck. Someone will pick and poke at your reaction too. Make you look some type of way, but they're the ones that are putting you there. I don't mind looking like a bitch if you need me to be fucking honest with you. You're being a bitch. I don't think I said it at all like that in the past. I was so afraid of using my voice back then. But there were times where there was no choice but for me to I would bite my tongue so much around people. Until there's like situations where I just can't hold it back. And then I look like a bitch. Why didn't you say something before? Why is it coming out now? Why are you saying it like that? Like, whatever the reason or a way that they just don't receive it well. If they don't receive it well, I'm not going to say it. If it's not a safe space to give, I'm not going to do it, right? But then when it comes to I'm being attacked, something's going on towards me, I'm going to defend myself. And it might come off more than I intended it to, because that's my own fault for holding it back. In the grocery store, I had this like minor thing with a parent. I have a pencil sharpener that my ex gave me. It belongs in the trash, like him. And then I also have another pencil sharpener that broke. There's a point to this. I wanted to replace those two sharpeners. One, because I don't want to be triggered by my ex. Excuse me. And two, because the other one's breaking. So in the store, I'm navigating towards the sharpeners. My parent is like, you don't need that. I'm like, I've already kind of channeled this before where I'm like, don't tell me what I do and don't need. Like people literally don't know your reasons why. So they project like expectations and standards and ideas and opinions and shit like that. I'm just like, no. You don't know why I need this. Like, you didn't even, like, and yeah, point proven. I started saying, like, in a calm voice, you don't know why I need this. The sharpeners that we have, there's one that's broken, the other one I want to just get rid of. And like, they weren't listening to me. So I said, so like I raised my voice a little bit more. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to be quiet just because I'm saying something that you don't want to hear right now. Or just because you don't want to listen. Like, the point of raising your voice is because someone's not listening to you. And immediately the situation was dropped. I think the situation was, it's gonna be like $3 or $2 per sharpener or something, or like we already have one. And I'm like, the energy hasn't made sense to me for a long time, because this parent keeps broken things. When clearly they're not functional. Like a mug that there was a mug that didn't have a handle. I'm like that's a hazard. The broken handle can literally cut your hand, and you can't even like properly hold the cup because it's too hot. It's like dysfunctional. And I'm not gonna apply someone else's energy onto me just because like they're my parent. Now that I'm older, I don't have to do that. Like, you can let go a little bit, you know. My in and out's messy. It sure is, because my extortionist insists I pay the entire amount back, though He came and attacked my car and put up $3,000 up to $4,000 worth of damages to my car to try and get me in a position where I can't pay him back, to get me in a position where it looks like I'm some sort of way. Etching the word hoe on the side of my car when I'm simply moving on because I'm single. You should let people in and out of your life, because what the fuck. He's a criminal. And I have it caught on camera. Fucking try me, bitch. He is a little bitch for not doing the inner work that is required to stay around someone like me. He wanted me to stoop to his level and attack him back. He wanted to get it on camera. He did it to his ex. I had a fuel contamination. That's the $4,000 worth of damages. Plus, there's paint, a paint job that's fucked on my car. That's him too. I don't know how much that cost because I never got it fixed. I had to get my fuel contamination fixed because you know what? My car stopped mid-drive. I'm not going to deal with that level of danger. I'm not going to be out of commission because some asshole decided to attack me, thinking like I'm not going to be able to travel for Magic with Melly or for yoga or for whatever the hell, or for like to move on. Okay, I have a love-hate relationship with how little napkins you get from In-N-Out. Because it's like, I think they only give you like 2, or like just other restaurants give you a lot. In-N-Out doesn't really give you a lot, but it's like environmental geared, you know? Oh my gosh. Accept the best and worst of yourself. Like, honestly, I look like shit because I went for a workout and I didn't put myself together, and that's like, yeah, I got a text message saying that I owe him the whole amount back. As if I didn't already know that. Like, he talks to me like I'm stupid. I think you're the stupid one, bro. Attacking my car again, thinking I'm not gonna have a camera up? I'm hearing like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Honestly, there shouldn't be a third time, but if there is a third time, or many offenses, some of you are dealing with straight up narcissists that you've kept in your life for too long. You could have had a really bad falling out with someone. And they insist that you are some type of way, you are like some type of person. It's like, when you know you're not, just stand in your power. You could like Hawaiian food, or live in Hawaii, or need to visit. El Pollo Loco is significant, I suppose. I'm being just triggered because one of my attackers either followed me out of town or was in the town that I visited. Because, you know, stranger danger, right? So it's like someone tried to set me up. I went to Paso Robles. Someone from my high school moved over there. And it's by SLO, San Luis Obispo. And I'm like, hell yeah, beach town. And when I visited, I don't know if they conspired, like if my extortionist and this person conspired together, like they somehow found out about one another and shared a mutual hate, or if this was all just the girl from high school, or if my ex was involved and also watched the whole thing, like if they were just individually meeting on the same timeline within my life. Like they both hated me, so the event triggered both people, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, homegirl was homegirl. She's not in my life since 2 years ago. Or since last year, whenever the fuck the accident happened. I went to go visit, and there was this whole scenario where I needed to get gas, so they then used that as their fake alibi. Had us go out of, like, get out of the car and be like, oh, show me, like, what happened to your car. Like, I had already gotten attacked by my ex. So it was just like, oh, like, we're catching up, show me what happened. So gas station has cameras, right? So we're like outside of the car, like scoping the car, looking at the damages, hearing my feedback about the damages. Then it's like, I clearly know which scratches are on my car. And they really didn't know that I would back myself up the way that I would. Maybe they were familiar with the old me. Maybe they were misguided or something, because spirit will kind of do that on purpose. to reveal the lesson. So we're scoping, looking around at my car. This is the damages. Great. We chill out in the apartment and we come back out. There's a new scratch on my car and there's a new scratch on the neighbor's car. I'm like, I did not fucking do that. I started recording. I started calling the cops. I started having a mental fucking breakdown in the middle of the apartment parking lot. We had a concert to go to as well. Bitch fucking thought I would care more about the concert than my well-being. I'm like, I don't fucking care if I came all this way for this concert. I'm fucking figuring this out right now. She started unfucking raveling in front of me. Like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this. She was scared of her own shit falling on her instead of me. We get inside my car and I'm like asking my pendulum. They were trying to get me like against my pendulum before I needed the pendulum. I think they knew I would use it especially in my time of need, right? So they were like tapping into the magic work, like using keywords to like attract me, but then they were gonna try and misguide me. So then it's giving their intentions to misguide me led the universe to misguide them. Anyway, I called the cops, I recorded things, I took photos of things, I started screaming in the parking lot. I was making a scene. I even was like, her roommate was like home or something, and I'm like, I need to talk to the property manager. I need to talk to somebody. I'm not gonna fucking stay quiet. And I even admitted that I have reports about the existing damages and that this is a new damage. It's not like, I'm not just like, I know it looks a type of way because my ex attacked my car, and it looks like people attack me because I'm a certain type of person, right? But I'm not. I know what I am, and I'm gonna defend that to my death. I had to cry to the police officers that it feels like a fucking hate crime. That as I'm finding out all these damages on my car, I'm afraid I'm gonna be just shot on the spot. Just for being disabled or just for defending my honor. Whatever it is, like, I was so fucking scared. It's like literally a hate crime. Multiple of them. I'm like doing my recording, doing the motions. I'm fucking scared. I'm in my car. My friend's right next to me, and she's trying to tell me not to wait for the cops because the cops hadn't come yet. And it's like this fucking weird energy, bro. Sis, soul fam. Trying to say like, oh, slow police officers don't take their calls seriously, because they like had me on hold. They had the phone call on hold. I think they wanted me to stay on the line for my safety, right? And so they had me on hold, or maybe they were dispatching, whatever their process is. She took what it looked like and manipulated it and was trying to say, oh, they don't take their calls seriously, they never come, they don't come, blah blah blah, like we should just go to the concert, like we should just get away from here because we don't know if the attacker's still around. Motherfuck, she's the attacker. Or she was conspiring with a group, because like she was the only person I knew in town, and it's like she had other friends that were probably doing this. alongside her is giving dark magic and spiritual warfare. Like, the dark magic, they have to siphon light energy, and so I was probably a sacrifice that didn't work, because God's protection is stronger, and demons fucking lie to you. So they were promised that they were able to, like, something with me, but it didn't happen. Is giving, then that person started to get fucking scared and couldn't handle being around me because of the fear of their energy, like, actually falling onto them. Like, what they had intended for me was gonna be intended for them instead, and I think they knew that. So they set up for me to, like, I decided I wasn't safe there, so I decided to drive home. Be careful with the information that people know, because I was followed out of town as an attempt to drive me off the road. I have protection in my car, and I even use, like, what I use on my, this thing just broke. Oh my goodness. So, you work with dark magic, you're going to be attracted to other people who have dark magic. And yeah, Spirit's going to let you think you got away with things until you cross paths with a chosen one. And then you really fucking can't get away with things. And I don't think they really knew who they were messing with. Like, again, disabled people look weak, but not all disabled people are weak. And yeah, I did not get driven off the road. I did run out of gas shaking this person off, though, because I did have enough money to get home, but not enough money to deal with a fucking person following me. I must have driven like 30 extra miles to really make sure I'd like gotten the person off. Because if you've driven from San Luis Obispo to the Central Valley, like, I'm in the Central Valley. So if you drive from the Central Valley to San Luis Obispo or San Luis Obispo and back, it's really middle of nowhere. Like, if something were to happen to me, no one would have known. And I think they knew that, and that's why they tried to drive me off the road. But I sensed it, I shook them off, and they couldn't find me again. And that's when they fucking lost their sacrifice. I was supposed to be their sacrificial lamb for whatever dark magic they were trying to work with. Natural magic, you don't have to do ritual things. All you have to do is say it. On my Instagram, I wrote, "The universe conspires against those who have conspired against me or are conspiring against me." And so it is. The karma won't stop until they come clean. If you have love for me, this message doesn't concern you. Evil eye. Only those that are evil have to worry about evil eye. It's literally just a symbol. It's literally just a word. But people who are good-hearted, you could tell when Source, when God is on your side, or even like the stronger ascended masters or spirituality, when spirituality is on your side. It's giving love as the most powerful vibration. So if you're on that level, you don't have to lift a finger for things to work for you. You just have to be, and you just have to speak it into existence. I was working with this recently where I was like, I want to smoke with someone. And then I went to a yard sale, and lo and behold, that's where it was. Someone needs to let go of their expectations about like the things that are in and out of their life. Maybe people move out of your life so that they can do the work to stay in your life. Like, some separation is healthy, because if they stay in their life, if they stay in your life the way that they were, they might not get to stay in your life forever. If because you're building and building and building on something that's not stable. And that's where a tower moment, like, some things don't have to be tower moments. Some things don't have to be as extreme as they are. That San Luis Obispo story came from me looking at El Polo Loco, because I don't regret that I was friends with this person and that they showed me some of the love that is in my life. But if there's more hate than love, it's got to go. If there's even any ounces of hate, it's got to go. Whether you're completely dumping the person, place, or thing, or giving it space so that they can dump the hateful energy. Someone needs to call a lawyer. Confirmation honks. Whoa. Call mini lawyers. Don't accept no as your final answer. Like, you have options, but it's like, don't be specific or stuck on something. In and out. Letting people in and out of your life. It's like being in a constant state of flow. Maybe people served their purpose, and that's it. If someone was only in your life to teach you something, once they've taught you that something, you gotta let it go. Keeping them around may result in resentment, anger, misalignment. You might find that you're becoming like the people you insist have to stay around. And then you might wake up and be like, who am I? Because then it furthers the lesson of this person already taught you this lesson, or this person already served their purpose. So now you're delaying an inevitable, or you're delaying something here that generates like its own unique karma. Like everyone's karma looks different. You really don't know what else people do behind closed doors. I really did not expect to come to find out that my extortionist has done this to other people before. Using family money to fuck people over. Pulling strings that they think are theirs. But it's giving like Woody when you pull the string. It's like, there's a snake in my boot. The name Andy could be significant. Oh my god. I found evidence that there were attempts on my murder, and they were willing to make it look like murder-suicide. And then it happened to our other friend because it didn't happen to me. Rest in peace to my friend Julie. May you only appear in love and peace. I'm sorry you couldn't find it this lifetime. Narcissist energy is like, if it can't be that person, it's gonna be the next person, as far as the way that they attack, the way that they choose their victims. I feel that kind of heavy. I feel like I was heavily attacked by my family for disabled reasons. And they don't know who I am or who I was. Like I was saying earlier, God hides people, God hides blessings, God hides lessons and messages, and it's up to you to just to see how you're going to treat it, and that determines the karma you'll get. And I think some individuals learned they can't openly or easily attack the disabled person, so they hide it, or they choose someone else. And I'm so sorry to my peers that are around my age, like my cousins and siblings that are around my age, that have to take what I don't receive because simply it just, God doesn't let it happen. They put it on someone stronger, or they put it on someone weaker, and that's the lesson. Everyone sees it differently. Everyone experiences it differently. Everyone learns differently. Sometimes there is too little, too late energy as well with the ins and outs. You only get so many ins and outs before you're just out. I'm hearing that song, Look at Me Now. I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. Oh, look at me now. Look at me now. I'm getting paper. Oh my gosh. Yellow model chick. Yellow bottle sipping. Yellow Lamborghini. Yellow top missing. Yeah, yeah. That shit look like a toupee. I get what you get in 10 years. In 2 days. Okay. Thanks for the hype up, Spirit, because that was some really fucking heavy shit. And yeah, just because you carry it well doesn't mean you should fucking carry it. Someone's gotta let go of how you think things should be. Spirit, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, they know more than you do about what's good for you. They hear conversations you don't hear. They hear the backstabbing things people say and like go, what the fuck? And they try and like rip their access to you away. But then you're like, no, that's my friend, that's my whoever, okay? And it's giving, then there's like a layer of protection that they're like, we don't want to do this because they fucking hate you, but you insist. And it's like, don't prolong an inevitable. If something's gonna fall apart, it's gonna fall apart anyway. It's just gonna get worse the longer you hold on to it. I should have let my extortionist ex go the second I realized he was gaslighting me. But I insisted I could teach him a lesson. I could teach him. I can love him into the right person. I could, whatever it is. No. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter what you do. If someone's showing you an energy, realize that there's way more of that where it comes from. But I wasn't spiritual then. This was my rude fucking awakening. And I'm like, thank you, next, thank you, next. I don't know. It's not that easy, but at the same time, it's like, you've gone through it enough that Spirit's making your way out easier. Or something like that. Like, I'm just hearing like the tough times are coming to an end for those that are good-hearted, used and abused. The tough times are coming to an end. Especially if you've learned your lessons and you're just truly at peace. This next portion you could be excited about. It's giving, build that trust with yourself that everything's going to be okay, even when things don't seem like they're okay. Your life is probably falling apart, so a better life can fall into place. So just let it. Let it. Someone is taking up the space where your wifey or husband should be. Make room. Someone could buy furniture for their new home and get prepared for their new home. Someone could start packing up for vacations or packing up to move. Get rid of things that you wouldn't want to see in your new place, or you wouldn't want your new people to hear certain stories because certain things were there. For example, like the first time I went to Washington and Oregon, I got a winter coat. I'm not going to keep that winter coat because when I go back to those states, I'm probably going to go back to those states with the love of my life. And I don't need my ex that bought that winter coat for me to linger even in a jacket. Get rid of clothes you don't wear. Get rid of things that you don't use. It's like, why haven't I used it? Oh, because the last time I used it was with my ex-friend or my ex-lover or my ex blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. There's a memory attached to it that you don't want. Get rid of the item. Whatever you deem is a necessary or fit way to get rid of it. You can transmute it by giving it away with love to someone who you know would enjoy it. You could just give it off to Goodwill and hope that someone will come across it and fall in love. Like, just like transmute the shit out of the energy, because shit doesn't need to stay. Yeah, ins and outs. Sometimes you keep things in, it comes out really fucking weird later. Sometimes you keep things around, right? You keep things in your space. It really keeps certain people out of your space because they're like fucking triggered in a certain way. Like, why are all these exes around? Why are all these items from your exes around? Why do you still live in the apartment you shared with your ex? Why? Like, it's a big fucking red flag when someone can't move on or let things in and out of their life in healthy ways. Like I was saying, sometimes people aren't meant to stay in your life. So if you are staying them in your life, what kind of karma are you generating for that? Especially if they're taking up a space that your husband or wife is supposed to be in. It's like divine counterparts, twin flames. They have to come into union. When they're not in union, there is a universal imbalance. And that's a higher level of karma than you can fathom. Right now, my extortionist is the main thing in the way of me being closer to my twin flame, my soulmate. They were trying to come in and all I can think about is, I need to pay my ex back. This is really embarrassing. I'm a finance major. It looks like I can't handle my finances. I'm loyal, but I got the word hoe itched on the side of my car. I'm honest, but I'm made to look like a liar. It's like, I know I'm not, so I just keep showing up the way I need to in these readings, in my workout spaces. Oh, ins and outs. what you see on the outside can also be what's going on the inside. So today's session, I was almost labeling someone as ableist. But then I realized in this situation, I was almost the ableist. Homegirl just said she had vertigo and she can't do yoga the same way as us on the mat at this time. It's just her health struggle at this time. And I'm here like, what if she has ableist tendencies towards me? Like, I'm still getting to know people, right? And it's like, I'm getting to know myself as well. Like, what you can recognize outside of you means you also have it within. And that's a blessing and a curse in a way, because beauty, right? We tend to recognize beauty outside of ourselves, but then we don't recognize it within. Some people are jealous of other people's beauty, but fail to see what's inside. If you can recognize it, it means it's in you. Good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the whatever it is. We're all connected. We all have a choice in our energies. Yeah, there was struggle in today's yoga practice, because it was like, why isn't she getting us in deep stretches? And why isn't she getting us in deep stretches? Like, why isn't she herself getting in these stretches? And Spirit was like, well, it's not always about you. Maybe that's just where she's at, you know? So by the time I reached Savasana, I said, let go of the thoughts I had during session. Help me be open to what is going on here. Even before I even connected that she had vertigo, I was like looking at the ceiling at the start of our session. I'm like, whoa, why is the ceiling wavy? And it's just like, I knew I was connecting to somebody, but I didn't know that the connection was within and without and throughout the session. And it's such a beautiful energy to be validated. That the wavy ceiling was me connecting to her vertigo and me sensing ableism. It wasn't her, it was me this time. And it's like, because she was also disabled, though she does, like, some disability doesn't look like it on the outside. Some disability is internal, some disability is external, and mine's very external, and I'm really used to external ableism, but I'm not as used to internal ableism, where people, like, you know, when someone says they can't, they can't. When someone says they can, they can. But you really should be careful about the saying you can or cannot, because someone who really can't is not going to be able to receive you saying I can't very nicely. They might internalize it, but they might put it in their external and really tell you, don't fucking say shit like that. Whatever it is, struggle's real. I get it. But you can lean into strength. Lean into your lessons. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. There's a lesson in it. You can zoom in or you can zoom out to find the lesson. If anyone wants to help me with my extortionist, my Cash App and my Venmo are linked. I've paid $4,550 out of the $8,000 that has been proposed. Initially, only half was supposed to be a loan, and the other half was supposed to be given towards MagicWithMelly. But when I can't be manipulated, that's when they wanted me to look crazy. That's when my car got attacked because they wanted me to miss a payment. They wanted me to fail. They wanted court to go in their favor again. This person has abuse of power because they are a property manager and probably are close with other authority figures. And I'm in a bind because I can't make a move legally until I have the funds. And this person's heavily attacking my funds to make it impossible for me to do anything about it. It's like they know what they're doing. So if you want to help me, I need nearly $3,000 more. Nearly $4,000 more. I have my documents, I have my screenshots and photos, I have my Bank of America receipts, I have evidence that we dated, I have the video footage of them attacking my car. I have Snapchat stories of me being really fucking scared and really mentally broken down, heartbroken, passionately moving MagicWithMelly forward, leading by inspiration and leading by experience, example. If you feel called to help me, I know God will bless you. I trust that. I trust in my source. I trust in my spirit guides. And you should too. Thank you for enjoying this lunch with me, and I hope there are many, many, many more lovely lunches to come with better energy, likely, but I think collective needed this, so I show up with love. I show up when it's hard. Show up for yourself on the easy and also the hard days. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on the life that you are creating. People attack things they don't understand all the time, and if you're making a change, that could be attacked. People sometimes don't want to change, especially when they need to. And that it is what it is. You keep doing you. You stay magical. Shun the non-believers. Shun. Charlie the Unicorn, that one could really put you back in your inner child, inner teenager years. Anyway, enjoy yourselves and have a hot girl summer. Okay, bye friends.